Well, hello everybody and welcome to my channel. A very warm welcome if you are a returning viewer, and an equally warm welcome if you are viewing the channel for the very first time. And if you are, you will not be familiar, or you might be familiar.
Quite rude, actually.
With my lovely son Simon of Savage Reads. And he and I are in a state of absolutely ridiculous excitement right now.
I've gone into the calm before the storm.
Have you?
Yeah, I've just suddenly gone very calm.
Well, I've got butterflies. So we feel really, really lucky to the lovely people at the Women's Prize for Non-fiction have sent us the long list. We don't know what's on the long list yet. All the books are, well, most of them are in this big box, which you can't see, but you can hear me tapping on the floor by my feet. You could hold it up. If you can lift it, it's pretty heavy. And there are also some that have arrived in other packages.
And I have to here just throw in a little bit of an accidental, I might know one, but also a little bit of jeopardy. So they're all meant to come to Mum's, but there's a bit of a mix-up, and so 3 of them arrived at mine.
And he said to me so many times, on pain of death, do not open.
Yeah, but
any
I wasn't
of these
expecting them. So this
things.
came, and I was like, oh, it must just be one of my parcels. And then, because some of the books aren't out, I still don't know what they are, but because a few of them aren't out, the publishers have made us mock-ups. So I opened this parcel, I was like, oh, that's interesting. And then when I started playing, I was like, that's not the right book. And then I did it, oh, but I can't actually remember what it is.
Well, that's good.
So...
So anyway, so the Women's Prize for Non-fiction, it is its inaugural year. 2024 is the year. There has never been a non-prize. There has never been a prize for non-fiction written by women in this country, possibly globally, I should imagine. And I think this is so very, very important. I don't know whether any of you saw it, but I put on my socials recently. I was at an airport, at Manchester Airport, and I took a photograph of I was stood looking at the books, and I realised I was looking at the best-selling selection. There are about 60 books, non-fiction, and I think it was less than 10% of them were actually written by women. And I just, you know, it's so shocking. We are more than 50% of the population. And actually, I'm craving non-fiction at the moment. So for very selfish reasons, this prize has been brilliantly timed. So I'm really, really excited to see what has made it to the long list. And I've got because there is so little non-fiction out there at the moment, I've got no preconceptions at all about what's going to be in here. Have you got any thoughts?
I've got something I'd like to be on. I also forgot to say, with the books that I held up, we have been sent the list. I've been sent the list, but I haven't opened the attachment, because just in case I open one of those parcels and it happens to have just been general post, and actually is either fiction by a woman or a book by a man. So we'll just...
Yes,
we'll have
a bit
the list
of jeopardy
to check
here
at the end. So always nice to have a little bit of jeopardy and peril. But in terms of books that I'm thinking I would like to see on there, possibly, Kerry Hudson has a new book, Newborn. There's a book called Undercurrent that I've heard amazing things about. I think it's by Natasha Cartew, I want to say. I really wanted, I know we talked about this, The Golden Mole, but it's not eligible this year, I don't think.
Hoping, yeah.
And then I was thinking, you read The Mary Beard.
Yeah, I would love that to be in here.
So, but that's what I think I've got in my head. Oh, and then there's that one that I said, is it Strong Female Character?
Yes.
That I pointed out yesterday. I've seen that everywhere, so part of me is like, also that's one that I want to read along with Kerry Hudson. So it always adds a little bit of excitement when you get a long list and there's something that you instantly want to read, or you've been wanting to read for a while, because then I think, oh, if those ones I want to read, the ones that I don't know about, are going to be the kind of books
they're always the real adventures, aren't they? The ones that are the sort of surprises.
I think we should just we've given people 4 minutes of suspense.
Sorry, stop giving ourselves hours of suspense.
I'm quite scared of that coming at me.
It's not coming at you. I'm just. Do you want to describe what I'm doing while you're?
She's opening a box with some scissors.
I am.
Mildly threatening.
Trying to. Trying really hard.
So I moved as far away as I can.
I hope it's not making horrendous noise, but I wanted you to know that we genuinely haven't seen this. It's. We're opening
filming some B-roll if you do it, so that people know that it's not fake.
Oh God, I've just knocked. Woo!
I'm filming it so
Right,
that
are you
people know that
ready?
this is real. Oh, how are we going to do this? Are we going to put our hand in and just pick a surprise one at a time?
Oh, there's lots of paper on the top.
Oh,
Yeah,
there's
I
lots
think
of
we should
paper
do
on
that.
the
We should
top.
take it. You pick first because I've opened the box.
I don't think I was filming anything then. I think
What?
I was doing that Nana thing. I wasn't actually filming. Sorry, everyone.
Oh well.
Anyway,
Right.
I'm not sure. No, I wasn't. Oops, right. All right, okay. So the first one out of the box is... Oh, now I have heard about this one.
Ooh.
This is how the female body drove 200 million years of human evolution by Cat Bohannon. I feel like this was Foyle's non-fiction book of the year last year.
Right. And I love the fact that it's called Eve, and that cover is gorgeous.
I like that green.
Yeah.
That's the sort of green
says
I would
it's
wear
funny
in a
as well.
jumper.
Funny and very important, Chris Van Tullochen.
And Bonnie Garmus,
Garmus
says
likes it.
educates and emboldens. Oh, I can read, I promise. It's very difficult sideways like that. Oh, I'm intrigued.
Well, I that's a win.
Oh, it's got a nice... Oh, what was that chapter called? A meal you'll never forget. Well, I'm intrigued already.
Yeah.
Is that going to be...
Oh, it's got images. Images of... Is it uterus?
It's wombs.
Gynecological. Oh.
So, well, we know what your thoughts
Oh, it smells lovely.
Oh,
Oh, piglet.
oh, is it a rat?
Oh, is it? Oh, I
It's
don't... I
something.
thought it was piglet.
No, I think it's
not,
a
though, is
rat. Margaret, anyway.
Yeah.
Illustrations.
That's piqued our interest straight away.
Footnotes. Some breastfeeding. All sorts. I'm excited for that one.
A gem.
I
Yeah.
feel like she's making sure they're right next to her.
Well, no,
We should say what our plans are a little bit. Oh no, we'll talk about that afterwards. Sorry.
Yeah, okay. Right, I'm going in.
Right.
I forgot.
Oh, I
Oh,
really
I
want
love
to
Anna
read
Funda.
this.
Oh, so this is called, it's top 10 Sunday Times bestseller, and it's called Wifedom, Mrs. Orwell's Invisible Life by Anna Funda. I read her, I can't remember what it's called, but it's all about
Is the one in
Secret
Berlin?
Service in Berlin. I read it years ago and I thought it was absolutely wonderful.
I really want to read
Fabulous.
this. I'm excited for that one.
So excited.
I'm excited for both these.
Yeah.
So far, 2 out of 2 hit rate of books that I want to read.
Yeah, brilliant.
We've lost it.
No, yeah, well, actually, I don't need to read Julia yet now because I'm going to be reading about Orwell's wife, so
Okay.
that's wonderful.
Oh, another hard one. This is Alice Albinia's The Britannias, an Island Quest. I've not heard of this at all.
I've heard of her. Why have I heard of... Have I read one of her books?
I don't know.
think
She
I
wrote
have.
Empires of the Indus.
No, this is...
Oh,
I thought
and
it's a non-fiction.
She wrote a fiction book called Swen?
No, there's one.
C-W-E-N.
Layla's book. I have read it. It's up there.
No, that's different. No, that's not Alice Albinia. That's Layla Abbott.
No.
Where?
Here, I'll show you. Oh my goodness. Don't tell me I'm making things up. Here.
Oh,
I have read that and loved it. And
But that's
it
not-
was quite academic. It was quite...
that's not mentioned in here.
Right. I'm guessing it must be the same one.
Hang on, let me have a look in the front. I don't know. Unless there's 2 people with the same name. Anyway, this is not exciting content. Yeah, it tells the story of Britain's islands and how they are woven into its collective cultural psyche. From Neolithic Orkney, I'm going to Orkney very soon, to modern day Thanet.
Brilliant.
So this sounds
That's
really
clever
interesting.
marketing.
I do like books about
Do you know,
islands as well.
Yeah, and this is going to pick up my appetite that was piqued when I read Mike Parker's On the Wide Border recently, because that's sort of all about, the
Borders
geography
and-
of place and
yeah.
borders and merging and mashing and
That's
yeah.
exciting. And lovely cover.
Yeah, gorgeous.
Not
These
heard
are-
of that until
Gosh,
now.
it's incredibly heavy, that book.
That is heavy.
Don't know why. Is it my turn?
Yeah. Ooh!
Doppelgänger by Naomi Klein. Have you read anything by her?
No, but I've heard of her.
Yes,
She's
I've heard
quite
of
a
her.
famous
but I...
non-fiction writer.
So, do
A
you know
trip
anything
into
about
the
this?
world of... It says a trip into the mirror world.
Right. This book is as foreboding as a guide through the maze of mirrors of the modern right should be. But it's not only that. Naomi Klein has made Doppelgänger gripping and scintillating too. The result is a reckoning with the present moment that as insightful as all Klein's indispensable work and as suspenseful as a novel. It's definitely got that thriller vibe, hasn't it, that cover?
I thought it was... From the cover, I would have thought it was about AI.
Well, it could be, couldn't it?
Maybe.
What if you woke up one morning and found you'd acquired a double? Someone almost like you, but not you at all. So I think it probably is about AI.
Oh, it could be about as well, like people when they steal other people's accounts on social media and stuff. Oh,
that was good.
That's a really interesting mix of topics as well.
Yeah, totally varied.
Oh, the dictionary people. The unsung heroes who created the Oxford English Dictionary by Sarah Ogilvie. Which Jeanette Winston calls a wonder book for word lovers. Oh, it's got pictures in it. Oh, I love it. It's in the alphabet. So you've got O for outsiders, M for murderers, H for hopeless.
Somebody has told me about this book recently and really loved it. I think it might be my friend that I walked with, Paul. I think he might have read it.
N for New Zealanders.
Oh.
W for women. Interesting.
Well, great. This is the sort of book that I would read over a long period of time normally. Like maybe read a letter a month or something like that. But I
might
mean,
have to be a
obviously
letter a day with the speed that would.
I know.
Well, because are you planning on reading the long list?
I'm hoping to, yeah.
Whereas this is one of the reasons that they come to Mum's. I'm hoping to read. Well, I'm planning on reading the shortlist between shortlist and winner of the fiction prize.
I'm guessing it's interesting because with fiction, I do try to read the whole book because I think often with fiction, it can be a very slow start and then suddenly you're like really, really in it. But I'm guessing with non-fiction, even if I read maybe a third, I would know whether it was working or not. I don't, because it's not plot driven, is it?
No, but I think
so. I'm feeling like
something in the criteria that's about it having like a narrative drive. Maybe I think
there might be. I need to check actually the criteria for non-fiction.
We both do. Oops, we've not done our homework.
No, we haven't done our homework.
Very
Next
naughty.
one, Simon.
No, it's you.
Oh, is it me?
Yeah.
That's what I said. Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Oh, that is really bleak.
I can't.
Some people need killing.
Oh my goodness.
This could end up being quite a depressing month.
Oh, I want to steal that one.
A memoir of murder in the Philippines. So that's interesting. So this is a memoir by Patricia Evangelista. Tragic, elegant and vital, Tara Westover says. So yeah, I think that's sort of, sorry, it's quite a big tome. I think that's sort of self-explanatory actually.
Yeah. Well, but is it though? Because this could be one of those books where...
Well, maybe.
It's got some real spins to it.
My job is to go to places where people die. I pack my bags, talk to the survivors, write my stories, then go home to wait for the next catastrophe. I don't wait very long.
Oh my goodness.
It's written by a journalist.
Wow.
Wow. That looks amazing.
Yeah, that does sound...
And again, I love the cover. Each book that is coming out of this box, I'm thinking I'm going to read that one first.
Oh, this is a big chunky one. Oh! Shadows at Noon by Joya Chatterji, the South Asian 20th Century.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
This is the story of South Asia told with such verve, wit and brilliance it catches comatose facts by the throat and shakes them alive. It is like riding a roller coaster with a mesmerising guide who can touch down on any part of South Asia that she chooses before taking off again.
That's like a travelling history, isn't it?
That's a big... See, this instantly... I did that... Oh, and then I opened it. I was like, oh my goodness, that's quite big.
That's a lot of words.
That is a lot. I can't wait for you to give me all the study notes on these. That sounds really, really interesting.
It does sound interesting. Absolutely. And I'm hoping to get back to Southeast Asia at some point. So,
she's never going to be in the country to do these readings.
I wouldn't be packing that in my case. It's very, very heavy. It's going to make the others topple over if I'm not careful. Look at that.
You might want to do 2 piles, mate.
Is it my turn again?
Yeah. I need to remember to take a photo of these.
Oh, A Flat Place, a memoir. Noreen Masud.
Oh. Is it about Norfolk?
I thought it meant flat emotionally.
Oh, no, I thought it meant
haunting and generous, beautifully written. So that's all sort of descriptions of the writing. Noreen Masud has always loved flat lands, so you were right. That's right. Her earliest memory is of a wide, flat field glimpsed from the back seat of her father's car in Lahore. I was not expecting... You put Norfolk in my head. I was not expecting Lahore. As an adult in Britain, she has discovered many more flat landscapes to love. Orford Ness, the Cambridgeshire Fens, Morecambe Bay, Orkney. Orkney's appearing.
Oh, I'm going to...
Orkney's going to be the in place.
Yeah.
These bare haunted expanses remind her of the flat place inside herself. So it is also about feeling flat.
So we're both right.
The place created by trauma. Ooh.
That sounds great.
Booked.
Gosh, they're really good.
That's the same green as that first book.
Right, I've gone in for thinking.
It's very green and red and orange.
This is Intervals by Marianne Brooker by Fitzcarraldo Edition. So they do their books in white and blue if they're non-fiction, and blue and white if they're fiction.
Know that.
And oh gosh, what makes a good death a good daughter? In 2009, with her 40s and a harsh wave of austerity on the horizon, Marianne Brooker's mother was diagnosed with primary progressive multiple sclerosis. She made a workshop of herself and her surroundings, combining creativity and activism in inventive ways. So it follows how her illness goes, I think.
Wow.
Oh gosh.
Trajectory.
Bruckner reckons with heartbreak, weaving her first and final memories with the study of doulas, living wills, and the precarious economics of social hospice and funeral care.
It sounds like the sort of thing that everybody ought to read.
It does.
Sounds like a sort
Not
of...
one necessarily want to read and talk to with your own mother.
Well, maybe that's really
Well, I know
important.
what you want anyway, so that's all sorted.
Do you? I'm not sure I do yet.
Well, anyway.
Thunderclap. So we seem to... Sorry.
Oh, now I've heard about this.
Laura Cumming, a memoir of art and life and sudden death. It's gone a bit gloomy.
I know why. I've read On Chapel Sands by her.
Right, okay. I love the feel of this book. It's I don't know, what's the shape
Is
of
that part of the judging criteria? How does this book feel?
No, but I could congratulate the publishers in terms of who's published it.
I think that's Chatham Windus.
Yeah. And it's weighty, but it's a really nice. It's not quite palm size, but almost. Oh, there's lovely photographs inside,
nice border.
And it's very, very, very white paper. So this is very aesthetically pleasing. This book, and it is a book about art, so that kind of makes sense.
See, now that worries me because you like a book about art, and I really don't like books about art, so that could be interesting.
Oh, 12th of October, 1654. I wasn't expecting that. A gunpowder explosion devastated the Dutch city of Delft. The thunderclap was heard over 70 miles away. Among the fatalities was the painter Karel Fabricius, dead at 32, leaving only his haunting masterpiece, the goldfish.
Oh.
Goldfinch. Goldfish?
Is that the goldfinch that then became the book by Donna Tartt?
Oh, I don't know.
Because that's about a piece
on the back.
Yeah, I'm sure that's linked to the Donna Tartt novel, The Goldfinch.
I've not read the Donna Tartt novel.
I've only read one.
Mm.
Anyway, that's that one.
Yeah.
Right, is it my turn?
Yeah.
Oh, this is All That She Carried, The Journey of Ashley's Sack, A Black Family Keepsake by Tiya Miles. Haven't heard of this one at all.
Is this a memoir as well?
A renowned historian traces the life of a single object handed down through generations to illuminate the lives left out of the archives. Ooh, that sounds really good.
I like the sound of that very much.
And again, lovely. Oh, this is nice font, isn't it? Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's really nice. And it starts in 1850s South Carolina. Rose, an enslaved woman, faced a crisis, the imminent sale of her young daughter Ashley. She quickly packed a cotton bag with a few items. They would never be reunited, and decades later, Ashley's granddaughter Ruth embroidered this family history on the sack in a spare, haunting language. And a Harvard historian traces the women's presence, their faint presence, it says, through the archival records.
Oh, that's amazing. I love that.
That's so clever that it's got stitching on the cover and the sack has stitching on it. That's beautifully done.
That is, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Goodness.
I'm worried this part's going to
keel over. How many on there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So there must be 2 more in this box.
Picked it up and dropped it. Oh, another green one.
Oh, I've heard about this.
It's really in.
We were talking about this at my last Patreon book club because a few people had read this and said it was great.
So this is Safiya Sinclair and it's called How to Say Babylon.
A Jamaican memoir.
Tara Westover has written a little blurb on here as well. Dazzling, potent and vital, she said. Marlon James loves it. What even is it? Elif Shafak loves it. There was more than one way to be lost, more than one way to be saved. I'm drifting off the edge of the screen now.
Bye.
Born in Montego Bay, Jamaica, where luxury hotels line pristine white sand beaches, Safiya Sinclair grew up guarding herself against an ever-present threat. Her father, a volatile reggae musician and strict believer in a militant sect of Rastafari, railed against Babylon, the corrupting influence of the immoral Western world. Oh, God. Why does that conjure up pictures of, what was it called? The woman who swept her house? No, what was it called? It was longlisted for the Women's Prize a few years ago.
Oh, I know which one you mean, but I can't think of the title.
Yeah, but for some reason what's it called? The one-arm and why does the one-arm woman?
No, I can't remember. I don't want to get it wrong, but you'll probably be telling us. But
yeah.
And also, I should say, if I went off into what was looking like a daydream, I just keep looking at the list next to Mum. So it's not that I'm not listening to what she's saying.
I am salivating now. Oh. Like, I want to just. You're going to have to go home. Forget going to the pub for lunch.
No, I'm not forgetting that.
Start reading.
Right, hang on. I'm just checking if there's. Oh, there's definitely one more. Not had to marry beard.
No.
This is. Oh, I can't probably say that word. Matrescence.
Matrescence, I
on
would say.
The Metamorphosis of Pregnancy, Childbirth and Motherhood by Lucy Jones.
Mater is the Latin word for mother.
There we go.
So matrescence is becoming a mother.
There we are. And this has got rave reviews. Oh, interestingly, by one of the judges.
Really?
As well as Tom Mustill. Because these will be interesting. Like some of these, I think. Well, this one particularly actually be interesting for me to read.
Yes.
Because one is I obviously have a mother, but like being a mother, etc., is something I will never experience. So, or being pregnant or childbirth.
Yeah.
I mean, I saw you having contractions, and while Mum was having contractions, what did I want to do? Can you let me take a picture, Mum?
Doesn't change, does he? That was.
Can I just capture the moment?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's intriguing.
Yeah.
I like that cover.
I do. It's abstract and sort of like a face, but not like a face.
That's intriguing though, because there's all the ones that I predicted.
Yeah,
no,
absolutely. But isn't that it's so refreshing because that feels. Well, we're not there yet. Before we.
Well, is it your turn next?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, do you want to open one that I've opened,
yes.
or do you want to open one that I haven't
opened?
You've
already opened because you've.
So this is a mock-up.
Ah, right. Okay. Or no, it's not.
Yeah, it is. It's a mock-up.
Oh, is it? Oh, because right. Oh, political. So this is called Vulture Capitalism.
I remember there was Vulture in the top, but I couldn't remember it was Vulture or Culture.
Corporate crimes, backdoor bailouts, and the death of freedom by Grace Blakeley. I think we can all imagine where she's going with that.
And look who's quoted on it. Naomi Klein, who's also on the list.
Yeah, but also Yanis Varoufakis, who was the Greek...
Excuse me. What a great surname.
He was, for a while, he was the president or whatever of Greece, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Educated over here and a really articulate... He's somebody who, when he talks about economy, I can actually sort of understand it. He's a really... I think he's a fascinating man. And also Caroline Lucas, who was the only Green Member of Parliament, I think, and the leader of the Green Party in the UK for a while. And Rob Delaney is he a comedian?
I think so, yeah.
So there's a real sort of mix of people who've...
But just to give people insight into what a mock-up is, because we used to use these on Sky every so often if the book isn't out yet, there's actually a completely different book underneath. So they do it so that you can show it. So yeah.
So presumably will we get those when they're out?
Well,
I
would hope they would be on the... Listen to her.
No, but I need to know the rules.
Oh, listen to... Yes, she will, I'm sure. I don't know. We'll
Lindsay,
make magic happen.
I would like to think that I'm going to read the whole long list.
Now, this worries me because this feels like two books.
I think I am.
So maybe this isn't one of the prize books.
Oh. Well, hang on. It won't be because... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Oh no, there's 2 left.
2 more. Now, so let's see what's in here, because it could be that this isn't it. Oh, but maybe it is. Oh, maybe it's one for you, one for me.
Ah, okay. That makes sense.
So this is Young Queens. Oh, no, this one is finished. This isn't a mock-up.
No.
So this is Young Queens. Oh, that sounds really...
I do.
3 Renaissance women and the price of power.
Oh, wow.
Oh, and it's got a quote from Susanna Lipscomb, the chair of Non-fiction Judges. This has happened a few times because Natalie Haynes quoted on Madeline Miller's.
Oh, did she?
On that
I
one.
don't-
Yeah.
yeah, I
But it's
don't
going to
know.
happen, isn't it? Because
Yeah,
if you're a
of course.
judge and you really, really love a book, you're going to fight for it.
Yeah.
But also, knowing
Well, maybe
Susanna
that
to the
had all been
extent that
done.
I do, that means I'm going to really enjoy this because she's one
Yeah.
of those, like Mary Beard, makes history just fun and fascinating.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. That's lovely.
That is lovely.
So this is not a mock-up.
No, this is the real thing, and that solves the mystery. So hopefully the last one will be the last one.
Yeah. Well, I'll check on the.
It's by Leah, Redmond, Chang.
Oh yeah,
by the way,
sorry.
you didn't say, and it's called Young Queens. I think you did say
Yeah, I
that.
just said that. But which queens is it? Oh, Catherine de Medici. It starts with her.
Elizabeth de Valois and Mary Queen of Scots. from the
Oh,
looks of it.
interesting mix.
Yeah.
Of
Well, I think they're all
queens.
related. I think they might all be related.
And this is so
That's
already
gonna
we
fall
have
over.
one that we both have, so that could also be a potential parallel read.
Yeah. Right, whose turn is it? Is it
It's
mine?
your turn.
The final
We
book.
think.
We think.
Unless it's
God,
suddenly
how do I open this?
in a wait. No, just you have to just really.
Not professional.
You have to really go for it without showing my address.
Oh yeah.
I hope
sorry.
this is it. It came special delivery, so I'm assuming it is. See if that's done anything. You've got to get it.
Ooh.
Is it by a woman?
It's purple. Madhumita Murgia. Code dependent.
Ooh.
Now this is about AI. Living in the shadow of AI.
I'm just going to check. And is it a... It's actually... So this is a mock-up that they sent
Right,
us, okay.
yeah, cool. That's cool.
Oh, you're getting some behind the curtain scenes or behind the book cover.
And this is an intimate investigation of AI, the one that we've been waiting for. It arrives not a moment too soon. Murgia travels the world to bring us intimate portraits of every aspect of the human condition. This sounds good. So it's a real investigation of the impact of AI on our lives. I reckon Tim would enjoy this.
Yeah,
My
I think
husband,
he
I
would.
think I reckon he might end up reading this as well.
I'm going to very quickly, whilst you carry on talking to your lovely audience, just actually check that that is the list.
Yes. So,
Because it could be tricky if not.
and if you hear an almighty crash in a moment, it's
See?
because
Don't open unless you want to know. Thank you, Lindsay.
if there's an almighty crash in a moment, it's because I've got the book stacked up on a footstool, which is a bit spongy and it's wobbling. But I'm looking at this pile and
Yeah, I think that's right.
one of the things that I think is really interesting, like you said, is there's such a huge variety of topics here. You know, you've got history, you've got nature, you've got politics, you've got science, you've got there's words, everything, and geography. But also it strikes me like we're going to be going to lots and lots of different places.
Yeah.
You know, these books are, you know, looking at aspects of life across the globe and across time. So I think, and I'm going to be really, really honest now, this pile of 16 books is much, much, much more exciting and potentially engaging than I thought it might be.
You see, now I agree. That said, and I'll be really honest, there are a few on there I'm like, oh, that is nothing that I would read. But that also makes me think, oh, good, because that's going to push me. But like, for example, I probably Codependent, Doppelgänger, Vulture, Capitalism, and probably actually
Matrescence.
Yeah, I wouldn't necessarily reach for or Thunderclap actually, because it's about art. I wouldn't necessarily reach for off the shelves.
Yeah.
And actually, Shadows at Noon, the South Asian 20th century, which really interests me because it's so big, I wouldn't head to either. So It's going to be they're sort of ones that I'm either like, oh, do I head to those early? Or do I but I think I'm probably going to be heading to them at shortlist stage. So it'll be interesting.
Yeah.
Because oh gosh, we're going to be doing it a little bit separately.
It'll be all right.
But we are doing the fiction together,
All right.
we should say, which will be next month that'll get announced.
I know. I need to get cracking, don't
yeah,
I?
you do. But I think that's a really interesting mixture as well. And I also like, I'm doing that bit with my industry part of my brain and thinking, oh, it's a really interesting mix of publishers. There's only, I think, two that have more than one book on. So that's quite exciting as well.
So I really hope that that's intrigued and fascinated you as much as it's
Poor Mary Beard.
intrigued. Yeah, Yeah, but you know,
I still want to read that.
Yeah, she and you know, you walk into most bookshops, she's there. You know,
That's true.
I don't think Mary will be too worried. But I am genuinely really excited about that in a way that I thought I might look at it and think, oh my goodness, some of this is going to be a chore. But that's not the case at all. So that's really exciting. Hopefully some of you lovely people will be able to access some of these as well. And
well, I bet you libraries, as soon as this list is announced, libraries across the UK will be ordering books in, and I'm sure indies will too.
And I need to decide how I'm going to report back on all of this as well, whether I'm going to do it in, you know, at one book at a time, or whether, well, it'll depend, I think, on the reading experience.
Yeah.
But I'll definitely be feeding back at reasonably regular intervals as to how I'm getting on with.
And I'll be avidly watching and thinking, oh, it's going to be... And actually, this could be very interesting, you do Longlist and then me coming at shortlist. That could be quite an interesting thing. Because I might even, if we do like a guess the shortlist one, it'd be interesting to you to guess having read them and me to just guess from having not read them at all.
That would be really good fun. That'd be very good fun.
So that's something that you can see. And maybe we'll do it this year, non-fiction content's on your channel, non-fiction's on mine.
Yeah, maybe.
And we can try giving that a whirl. Anyway,
there
we are. Very exciting. And I've got one to take home.
You have, absolutely.
So I can't get, although I'm not going to start reading until shortly because I want to play. I want to see if I can guess blind.
Oh, okay. There
if
we
I
are.
can guess,
That's a great way of letting yourself off the hook, isn't it?
I'm just aware I have work reading to do as well, and also a fiction long list, and I'm not retired.
Yeah. And Simon, I do want to thank you for doing that with me. It was a real joy.
Pleasure.
And yeah.
And a big thanks to the team at the Women's Prize.
Absolutely.
That was really. Oh, sorry, I should say the Women's Prizes. Yes. The team at the Women's Prizes, they're ace, and it's so generous of them to.
And living in the middle of nowhere, these books arrived bang on time. The whole thing was seamless because it isn't always around here. Apart from
typical.
Anyway, take care, everybody. Happy reading. Do dive into some non-fiction if you can, and look forward to speaking to you all again about books very soon. Thank you, Simon. Take care, everyone.
Oh, bye. I was premature.
Well, hello, everybody. My name's...
Oh, I wasn't ready.
Can't get the staff.